Hello friends, so in this video we'll discuss some of the important concepts from class 12 NCERT chemistry subject or PUC 1 chemistry. So this is the summary class, so we'll discuss these things in brief, and whatever important things are there, only those things will be discussed. So it is just like a revision class. So let us start. The first one is periodicity in properties. Actually this is the second class, so we'll continue with this third chapter, periodic table. This is the periodic table. So let us try to remember one more time. So this S block element and this P block element: hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Then we have this beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. So here group 13 elements: boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead, sodium, potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So then we have this one, periodic trends. So these are important. So we'll see this one. So when we move from left to right, electron gain enthalpy increases, ionization enthalpy increases. So when we move from top to down, so this atomic radius increases, right? So when we move from top to down, so this electronegativity decreases, right? So then when we move from top to down, so this ionization enthalpy decreases. So when we move from right to left or left to right, so this atomic radius decreases. When we move from left to right, this electronegativity increases. When we move in the zigzag pattern, so this atomic property is more towards this left part as compared to this right part. So this non-metallic property is more in right part as compared to this left part. So we'll move to the next one, ionization enthalpy. The tendency of an element to lose electron is known as ionization enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy change when an electron is added to neutral atom is known as electron gain enthalpy. Electronegativity, ability of an atom to attract shared pair of electron towards it is known as electronegativity. So then we have this one, chemical bonding. So here we have a formula to calculate formal charge. So this is total number of valence electrons in the free atom minus total number of non-bonding electrons, or the total number of electrons in lone pair minus half of the total number of bonding electrons or electrons in shared pair. So let us try to apply this one in this particular example. O3 molecule. So here we have a ozone molecule. So this is how it works. So let us try to calculate formal charge on this first oxygen atom. Total number of valence electrons on this oxygen is 6 minus total number of non-bonding electrons, or in other words, only one lone pair is there, so for that reason it is -2 minus half of the, here 3 bonds are formed, so for that reason, so 3 into 2, here we are going to form 6 electrons, so which is equals to 6 minus 2, 4 minus 3, which is equals to +1. So for that reason the charge on this oxygen is +1. So then we have this concept that is known as bond order. Number of bonds between two atoms in a molecule is known as bond order. Dipole moment mu, which is equals to charge q into distance of separation, that is r. Geometry of a molecule with lone pairs. Right, so we'll discuss about this one. So first we'll discuss about geometry of a molecule without lone pair. So here we have a number of electrons pair, and second one is the arrangement or geometry. So then we have the example. If the total number of electron pair in a molecule is 2 and the arrangement is linear, so then the example for this one is beryllium chloride, BeCl2 and HgCl2. So then we have this one. If the number of electron pair is 3 and the arrangement is trigonal planar, the example for this one is BF3. So then we have this one. The number of electron pair is 4 and the arrangement is tetrahedral, then the example for this one is CH4 and NH4 plus. So then we have this one. Then we have this one. If the number of electron pair is 5 and the arrangement is trigonal bipyramidal, then the example for this one is PCl5. So then we have this one. The number of electron pair is 6 and the arrangement is octahedral, and the example for this one is SF6. So then we will consider the geometry of molecule with lone pair. So here in this case we need to consider the number of bond pair and lone pair. If 2 bond pair and 1 lone pair, then the actual arrangement is trigonal planar, but after lone pair, here we are going to consider the electronegative, here we are going to consider only those places where the electron is present or the atom is present. Trigonal planar, the shape that we are going to get is bent. The best example for this one is SO2 and O3 molecule. So then we have 3 bond pair and 1 lone pair, then the actual structure is a trigonal, means a tetrahedral, but after lone pair it is trigonal pyramidal. So for that reason the example for this one is NH3. So then we have two bond pair and 2 lone pair. So here in this case we're going to get the bent structure. The best example for this one is water. So then we have the next one, 4. Then we have, so this 4 bond pair and 1 lone pair. Here in this case total one is trigonal bipyramidal, but because of one particular lone pair, here we are going to get the seesaw structure. The best example for this one is SF4. Then we will consider this one, 3 bond pair and 2 lone pair. In this case, so the total whatever structure that we are going to get is the T shape. The best example for this one is ClF3. So now we will consider the next one, 5 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So in this case it is the square pyramidal. The best example for this one is BrF5. We'll consider the next one, 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. In this case the structure that we're going to get is the square planar. Example for this one is xenon hexafluoride, XeF4. So we'll consider this one, hybridization. So the first one we have a type of hybridization, then this shape, the atomic orbitals involved, then the examples. So we'll consider this one, DsP2. The shape is square planar. Orbital involved is this one, 1d, 1s and 2p. The example for this one is NiCN PtCl4 2 minus or NiCN4. So we'll consider the next one, sp3d. This is known as trigonal bipyramidal. So the best example for this one is PF3, PF5 or PCl5. So then we'll consider DsP3. So the shape is square pyramidal. The example for this one is BrF5 or XeOF4. So then we'll consider this one, D2sp3. So the shape is octahedral, SF6 or CrF6 3 minus, CONH36 3 plus, right? So this is all about hybridization in some higher molecules. So we'll consider the next one. So this is molecular orbital theory. So here in this case we need to remember that up to 14 it is different, beyond 15 onwards it is different. So before 14, so this px and py will come first, then this pz come afterwards. So we'll consider this one: sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, pi 2px, which is equals to pi 2py. Then comes the sigma 2pz, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. If this one is after 15 electron, if that molecule contains more than 15 electrons, then sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, sigma 2pz, pi 2px, which is equals to pi 2py, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. Right. So here in this case we will consider this one: bond order, which is equals to half Nb minus Na. So Nb is the bonding number of electrons minus anti-bonding number of electrons. So we can remember this one, the trick to remember molecular orbital theory. So 15Z comes early, right? 15Z comes early. So if the number of electrons is more than 15, then Z comes early, right, like this. So 15Z. So this is all about this chapter. We will discuss the remaining chapter or remaining concept in our next video.